Welcome to another video. And yesterday we had some speed work, traditional speed work. I had been training with 5 or 6 sets of 8 at about 50, 40, 45% of my best raw bench for speed work in pretty much the whole year, I want to say. Like I mentioned in the first book, the book, my Conjugate Iron ebook, I do switch from traditional to a little bit more volume, but executed quite fast and explosively. So it's different qualities to them, different style of training. But I like to switch sometimes and bring back the old more traditional like West Side barbell style of explosive dynamic effort. You can see me here warming up with reverse grip. It's been a staple since the beginning of the year. Here I'm quickly showing how I attach the bands to this just commercial and pretty old bench. That's pretty much it. I just hook it down there and then I just grab the barbell like this. It's not complicated, and it's like it is a bit diagonally as you unrack the bar. It is not like ideally we would have dumbbells, but believe it or not, the dumbbells move. I mean, they roll on the ground. Even the heavier ones that they have, which really not that heavy, but so you cannot use, especially with the when I use the 4 mini bands. It's just nothing holds on to them. Nothing can. They just move back and forth. So I thought I'm just gonna have a slight pull backwards, which honestly it worked great because I it's helped me keep a very good position whenever I do my raw presses, which most of the time it's raw anyway. So you will see the sets will go by pretty fast. It's just triples. I started with wider grip, then the medium grip, or like my contest grip, which is this one, I believe. This is close to, that was close grip, but this grip and the one before are my competition widths. I don't go too wide when I'm benching. I like to keep the weight under my wrists under my triceps as much as possible, and of course I tuck my elbows in. I decided to film most of the session, not the whole session, but all the sets for back were filmed, 4 sets. This is a seated rows with the rope, which I like because usually when you use the straight handles, or the one that the handles are like facing each other, or the V-shaped handles, they don't allow you. I guess I'm a thick guy, so even the V handle is not really good enough for me to go in further, to go like deeper into the lat. I feel like this one right here, which we rarely do because we switch exercises all the time. I feel that this exercise, and I mean definitely not like a fucking scientist, but I feel that the seated rows are the standing rows from the top or the bottom of the crossover cables are the exercise that benefit my bench press the most, because it's a very similar position. I don't bench really wide, but of course I do use the wider grips and the reverse grip pull downs that I like to benefit, because they kind of help with wider back and stuff. Of course I need a stronger back, not necessarily a wider back, but I kind of expanded there on those seated rows. But I really enjoy the seated rows. I wasn't able to do them for like 2 or 3 years when my back problems were pretty severe, and it was really hard for me to stay tight in that position and pull. But I've brought him back since 2020, 21. I was able to do him again, a little more pain free, and that's what I'm doing. I usually, I guess, pretty much never film biceps. I do train my biceps. The guys at the gym always make fun of me, like, "Oh, are you gonna train any biceps?" I don't focus on my tricep, my biceps. I do isolation work once per week for my biceps, and it's usually 6 to 8 sets, and they're usually moderate to high intensity. I usually stick to 8 to 10 reps, from 8 to 10 reps, and I end up, I progressively go heavier. Biceps and triceps usually will be heavy. On my triceps, I might throw in like a final lighter set for many reps, to increase the blood flow in the tendons and connective tissue. I want to thank you guys for the recent increase in subscribers. I was stuck at about 550 for months and months, and recently I've kind of jumped up. I'm getting close to 600 subs. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Consider subscribing. Check the links in the description, and thanks for watching.